Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We welcome you to this digital event of Unocoin AMA. We are sure you guys are very excited as we are to host you because of the topic that we have chosen. In case you are seeing us, you can watch us, you can look at the poster that we have made. You have seen our social media post, you would know that the topic that we have chosen for today is basically around what makes a cryptocurrency promising, what makes a cryptocurrency good or what makes it bad. So there is a very fine line between how we categorize different crypto tokens or cryptocurrencies and what makes it good or bad. So it is one of the most primitive question in case somebody who is not so crypto sophisticate, and a lot of people on a regular basis ask this question to our team, saying that what are those cryptocurrencies that are good and what are those which are bad, which have promising future. So all of these questions are very primitive in nature, and I think since we have started taking up different topics basis different category of audiences, it's very important that in case you do not have much information about cryptocurrency or cryptocurrency arena, this session is going to be very beneficial for you. So it's going to be a thrilling event for all of us here at Unocoin because we'll be taking up some amazing questions. Again, as I said, it's going to be very primitive set of questions. But in case you are a crypto sophisticate, if you are a crypto pro, you have another question in mind which is not at all related to understanding what makes cryptocurrencies good or bad. Of course, my subject matter expert, our subject matter expert, would be able to take up all your questions, be it around Bitcoin, any other altcoins, or cryptocurrencies in general. The questions will be answered by Sathvik. Let me just take some time out to introduce the panelists here. I am Rajyalakshmi Sharma, the communications manager here at Unocoin and also the host for this evening. My colleague is handling this event from the back end, and we have Sathvik Vishwanath as our subject matter expert and the key speaker. Hi, Sathvik, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, Rashmi. How are you doing?
I am absolutely fine. So let me just take some time out to also formally introduce Sathvik to my audience here. Sathvik is an engineer by education. He himself worked at different MNCs during his early career, and later he went on to do his MBA from University of Melbourne, Australia. He came back and then thought of um, creating something new for India, for Indians, for India, by Indians, and he now handles Unocoin Technologies Private Limited as co-founder and CEO. He has also been a TEDx speaker and a panelist at national and international conferences, seminars, and workshops. Sadhu, before we begin, I would like everybody to go through the general guidelines of these events. So, if I have your permission, may I please do the needful?
Sure, go ahead. Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as you could see on your screen, the topic for today's aim is what makes a promising cryptocurrency, what makes it good or bad. So, we'll be taking up questions around that. But as I mentioned, that subject matter expert is Sathvik himself. So, you could ask any kind of question to him. If you think that this particular topic is going to be beneficial to anybody whom you know in your close circle, please share the video link so that you know your connections are notified. We are live from YouTube channel of Unocoin, but we are also live from Facebook page of Unocoin, the company's page on LinkedIn, Unocoin, and also on Twitter. This event is going to be for 60 minutes from 5 p.m. IST till 6 p.m. IST. So I would request you to not be hesitant, ask your questions because last but not the least, 10,000 Shiba Inu would be rewarded for asking questions. So in case my team finds your question to be very intriguing, very good, you might be that out of those two lucky winners, you might be the one who would win 10,000 Shiba Inu. At the end of this AMA would be deciding on the name of the contestant, name of the winner. And we would also make you go through how you could avail 10,000 Shiba Inu reward, right? Last but not the least, there are so many people who are not so comfortable speaking in English or asking questions in English. So the panelist and the subject matter expert understand English, Hindi, तेलुगु एंड कन्नड़ा. सो बिल्कुल आराम से आप बात कर सकते हैं इत्मीनान से. कोशिश ये करनी है कि आपका सवाल का सही सही जवाब आपको मिल जाए, तो वो भले ही किसी भी भाषा में आप पूछें, वो आप ही के लिए फायदेमंद होने वाला है. तो अब सारे अनाउंस हो चुके हैं. Let's begin the session about what makes a cryptocurrency promising or what makes or breaks a cryptocurrency. So basically, Satvik, first thing first. There is a difference between cryptocurrency and crypto token, or I should actually put it this way: is there a difference between cryptocurrency and crypto token?
Hmm. I actually don't think there's a difference. It is just about how you interpret it. But generally speaking, people use the word cryptocurrency when it has its own blockchain, it runs on its own blockchain and have a specific use case. But as compared to crypto token, or most of the times just token, which is more like a value on top of another blockchain by itself. So here the thing is, for every particular utility that we are coming up with, or every particular token that people are coming up with, it becomes too tough to launch its own blockchain and make the entire ecosystem to stay active and keep the blockchain running forever. So there is all obviously a lot of smaller projects. There is so many ups and downs in a specific business, and also the community that they're able to put together, it may not be too big initially, etc. So in those cases, they usually take the easier path of just launching a token on top of another blockchain, right? So for example, Bitcoin is a it's actually, I would call it as a cryptocurrency, and Ether as well, I would call it as a cryptocurrency. But if I see the tokens like BAT or others, like, so there are like many thousands of them, right? So all of those, including Matic, but Matic also has its own token now, which now is in Pelican, right? So so these particular tokens are values or units on top of another blockchain. So for example, the token called BAT runs on Ethereum blockchain, right? So like that, it is a very straightforward and easy mechanism to launch a token on top of another blockchain without having to go through the entire setup of putting the community together to have hundreds of nodes supporting it. So yeah, cryptocurrency is comparatively more challenging thing to build as compared to a token.
Can I say that all cryptocurrencies are not crypto tokens, but all crypto tokens are cryptocurrencies? Is there a correlation, or both of these two are mutually exclusive entities?
I think when you talk about the regulations and such, I think they use the word very interchangeably. They usually don't call tokens to be tokens, they just call everything to be cryptocurrency or crypto assets directly. I have, even in India, I have not seen our tax guides that was released recently to do anything to talk about like, okay, this token is something different, currencies, no, they don't do it. So all of that combined, they just call it as, virtual digital asset. It's pretty much it. So either you can use the terms interchangeably, because at the end all of them hold value, which actually means it's like a token by itself. And cryptocurrency is more like the widely used term, I guess. So we will have, if you talk about uh, the articles or the blogs or the information education related content, which is more than a few years ago, it's unlikely you see a lot of token like that, right? So all of that is more cryptocurrency. But right now, just because they want to distinguish these two, whether it has its own blockchain or using another blockchain, I think they just have these two. It's kind of no specific definition, but they just do use it this way.
Right. We have few comments. Anand Singh says hi from YouTube channel. 1528 Dhanashri Bharne. I need your help, guys. Dhanashri Bharme, if you have any questions related to uh, how you can categorize a cryptocurrency to be good or bad, of course, you can throw your question in a textual format. It will reach out to us just like this comment did, and we'll take that up. Um, MS Wallpaper, hi, namaste. सचिन कुमावत, आई ऑलवेज एक्सपेक्ट सचिन कमेंट हियर. मैंने एक न्यूज देखी बहुत दिन पहले कि इंडिया में प्राइवेट क्रिप्टो बैन होंगे, तो प्राइवेट क्रिप्टो की डेफिनेशन क्या है? It's a very good question, and I think Sathvik has answered this since the last winter bill was presented till today. So I think it's very important that we try to understand what actually private cryptocurrencies or private crypto tokens mean. Very good question.
Okay, so unless we get the definition ourselves, we don't know. So the technical definition does not matter, right? So because here we're talking about the regulations in the country itself. So one way of looking at it is saying that anything that is not provided by the government, so everything could be private. So that is like one way of looking at it. But if the government goes one more step ahead and says, okay, whatever is decentralized to some X amount of extent, which is actually, I don't know how they come up with that number, or if they say that okay, the tokens which runs the blockchains, um, so which are maybe the major tokens like Bitcoin, Ether, so they are not private because it's not managed by a single person or the company, but it is like widespread, and it has achieved decent liquid decentralization already. So that need not because it's private, but everything else is private. So we don't know, right? So the simple answer is we don't know. The worst case would be that like how government is trying to come up with e-rupee and such things. So and again they're trying to put it on the blockchain and such, so that eventually could become the non-private crypto, if you call it that way, and everything else could be private crypto. So we will have to wait and watch. And also we actually have no clear guidelines or any comments where they say uh, what is private to start with, and if they are trying to ban it in some way. So I mean, I have not see there are speculations about regulations also, like how a lot of people speculate on prices, so that ups and downs will be there. Only when it happens you would know it happened. So till now I haven't really heard a very strong argument talking about this yet.
Right. I also missed a shout out for Dipankar Pal. Dipankar Pal, good afternoon, good evening. Nizam Sayyed ji, good evening. Again, Sachin ji का एक मैसेज कमेंट आया हुआ है, जापान स्टेबल कॉइन बैन करेगा तो क्रिप्टो मार्केट पर क्या इफेक्ट पड़ेगा?
I think they are talking about the stable coins which are not from Japan itself, and I actually don't know any stables which have come out of Japan, right? So I actually do not see a huge impact, because the stable coins, if it is not being used um, at the exchanges, the where it should not be traded and such. So a lot of I mean, whenever it comes to country specific rules and regulations, people have found numerous ways of how to handle it, including creating companies in other countries and calling it as a domicile, and there are subsidiaries, and then sometimes they hire people in other countries to help run their portfolio and such. And when we are talking about a very small set of retail investors, the the effect that they can cause is not humongous, right? So but on the other side, it's equally true that people can keep their normal fiat on the exchanges already. So as long as there is no issue at the exchange level, people don't really stress upon the stables themselves. But the thing is, people are sometimes spectacle, right? So they just don't want to take huge risks by keeping a lot of money on the exchanges. That's when they want to see they can get it in stable coin. And on the other side, the for the stable coin market as well, the buying and selling, there is a little bit of difference, which actually a lot of people have the business of just providing the buying and selling services for stables only, not even for crypto. Okay, so given this scenario, I do not see huge impact, but let's see. I mean, like we may not know, and sometimes like whatever Japan has tried doing in the past, after some time they have reversed it also. So we will have to see how this works this time.
Right. We have some concerns from Dhanashri. She has responded. Please help me using the name of Unocoin. She's cheating people on Instagram. Um, okay. So Dhanashri, since I can see that you are connected with us through YouTube, I would request you to go to our official YouTube channel. I think you are already on official YouTube channel of Unocoin. वहाँ पर there you will see a banner or a cover picture. There you would see certain thumbnails उन थंबनेल्स के ऊपर अगर आप क्लिक करेंगे तो you would be redirected to the official social media handles of Unocoin. मीनिंग आप Unocoin के YouTube चैनल, जो ऑफिशियल YouTube चैनल है, वहां से Instagram या कोई भी बाकी सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म एंड ऑथेंटिक सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म ऑफ Unocoin की तरफ रिडायरेक्ट हो जाएंगे. Apart from that, please refrain clicking on any of the link. If you think that a particular account is imposter, is a scammer, of course you can report it then and there. आपको वहीं पर report करना है. किसी भी तरीके की financial help आपको नहीं करनी है. You are not supposed, I mean, it is advised that you first try to understand the source of the information and do not click on any link that may lead to another external website. And of course, reporting is one thing. Last but not the least, it's always important that you follow authentic social media channel. In case you're available on Twitter, we have verified account of Unocoin. We also have verified account of Sathvik, where you can get all authentic information related to Unocoin or cryptocurrencies in general. Um, Sathvik, in case you also want to add something to this, you may. Otherwise, we'll take next question.
Yeah. So when it comes to these kind of imposter based handles, so that is not new today, right? So it's for any business that you can think of, depending upon how famous the business is, sometimes there are hundreds of handles, and then sometimes there are like thousands of them. So for example, if you just see the handles for CZ from Binance, I would say there are maybe thousands of them, right? So it's over a period of time, it becomes practically impossible to keep on reporting every single handle, even though we try to do our best. But it's equally important that the user who is a consumer of the information that is coming out, make sure that do you actually like consume it from authentic sources. A lot of times people create handles to just confuse between I and L or O and zero and such things as well. And lot of them actually comes with thousands of followers already. So again, just having too many followers, or just because a lot of content, relevant content is there, it still does not make it authentic. There are handles which copy every single tweet from the official handle to make the fake handle look real, right? So, and that is like very easy thing to do. And obviously, if it means money through scamming, they go to any extent to do it. So it's a tricky world already. So do not trust anything at all to start with. Just be like completely open minded. So one step at a time, as you continue to learn, or through their official websites and such, try to get the relevant links and information. So it's also possible a lot of times, the specific name, like first name or something, that is not available. The official handle itself may have underscore at the end or one at the end. Does not mean if there is a one at the end or some other characters, or sometimes like underscore official. That's another thing a lot of people uses. That telling that will not make it official, and not telling that will not make it unofficial. Okay, so it still does not mean anything. But so it's people who should be cautious. It's too tough to tell what is the traits for an official handle, because exact same traits can be copied on the fake one as well. So it's wild. Be
Thank you so
careful.
much for bringing this up, Dhanashri. Of course, we expect that by the end of this AMA or by now, you would have already reported that particular account. We have another comment, and in fact, the question which is very relevant to the topic coming from Sachin again. Crypto are good or bad, and how we find that this crypto is scam? Basically just trying to understand what makes or breaks a good cryptocurrency. How do we categorize cryptocurrency to be good or bad? What is scam? What appears to be scam, and what actually is not scam?
No, I mean, again, I cannot make any kind of very general comments here, because we will not know. There are a lot of times when the specific cryptocurrency has appeared really, really, really good. It's like too good to be true kind of thing. And maybe in 6 months, it has really, really turned rogue. And there are some projects which initially their idea was to just raise some money, and try to see what they can do, but they were able to do wonders, right? So like it has happened on both sides. But I think the few of the important things I would look for, I guess is so if it has a specific use case, or which we also called as utility, and what kind of value it is bringing to users. So I would distinguish using, okay, what is the difference between this currency or cryptocurrency being in existence, or if it is not there at all, right? So I should feel a huge there should be a huge pain in if it doesn't exist, right? So it is just answering that particular pain point is where this crypto should actually be there, right? So the second one I think I would look for is the tech and the security, how serious about that they are. I will also look at the user base, again, not just numbers, but who actually it is easy to even by users sometimes, right? So and then again, the product roadmap. So that's like one another thing we could actually look at. And if they are actually following any laws wherever they are registered their company, and like laws and regulations, and how transparent they have kept it in their operations, and maybe decision making process, the tokenomics that they have created, is it like sensible, and is it through a smart contract or just normal contract under which they are bound, like when it comes to vesting and such, when all they'll be able to sell their next set of cryptos by the founders or the advisors, etc. So I would say these are the like basic things you should look for. And generally also I would see if it is getting listed on various good exchanges across the world, because not every individual will be able to do such a deep depth research like a lot of times the exchanges do, who have the workforce and lawyers and technology experts with them. So they usually go one step ahead to do these researches. And if it just all of that is like at least acceptable, they usually go take it ahead for listing. So if it is getting listed on good exchanges, maybe there is a good chance that they are one of the good crypto. But again, someone not getting listed does not mean they're bad, and someone getting listed does not mean they're good. So there is a lot of the risk based bet and the gut feeling comes in here, apart from the research that you have done. Eventually that should lead you to what you think is best one, I think.
Right. So these were the few pointers which can help you decide for yourself which cryptocurrency you should consider to be good or bad. Of course, there are so many other goals, Sachinji, you would have in your mind, trying to fit basically one cryptocurrency to the utility you want that particular thing to achieve or have. I think Satvik answered it very precisely. Manoj Joshi, maybe, but you so Manoj actually did comment something before. Is it? And then he commented maybe, but not. But you never know. Other than God, better to stay away from it if we don't know it. So basically, what Manojji was trying to say is that cryptocurrencies may be good and maybe not. It's just depending on. I mean, only God can say that. But I think, of course, it's very important that we address these kind of comments as well, because when we talk about cryptocurrency, we talk about crypto. When we talk about crypto, we talk about technology. When we talk about technology, we basically talk about something which is unbiased and maybe very much predictable, because, of course, it is line of code, it is 0 and 1. So nothing related to God here. I still would want you to take this up and clarify.
Yeah, I think this comment came up when we were discussing the difference between cryptocurrency and crypto token. I guess not for this particular question. So it's I mean in that context, we have kind of understanding, because see there is no authority, there is nobody which will define what is cryptocurrency, right? So tell, okay, I mean in India, if you say the only definition that we have so far is for virtual digital asset, then we say that okay, at least like we have something, right? But worldwide, who is there to do it? I mean the point is there is no one, right? So if there was some, then I don't think it would have been cryptocurrency or crypto token anymore. So it's just like we try to understand, and the way we understand, we try to distinguish using different terms, and we learn what are the meanings of those different terms, and then all of them will have different categories within them. So it becomes like a huge, I mean, like never ending rabbit hole kind of thing most of times. And the amount of work that's happening day in and day out in this particular sector, which is like maybe as new as to 12, 13 years, I have not seen that kind of work happening in any other sector, even if it is like 5 times more aged, right? So even if it is like 50 years it existed, like artificial intelligence or many such things, right? So it has its own limitations to what extent it can develop, because there are much more of the consumers than the actual creators. But when it comes to crypto, I think the creators who actually like try to bring up something is humongous, right? And then because they are humongous, then there is actually the people who want to use it. Either if they're good with tech, they will try to come up with a project by themselves, or they'll try it, if they're not good, they'll try to back it up by purchasing those tokens, being advisors. And now it's no more just like, okay, if it is crypto only, exchange is the only business that you can do. It's not so. It is growing like any other industry. All kinds of different service providers, including someone who is providing insurance, all the way to someone doing like simple, say the content writing or graphics designing, to, I mean, anything, everything you can think of in between, including like clicking on buttons to get some kind of tokens or get some point. I mean, like everything, right? So it already exists, and it is growing at it with a very fast pace, and this pace only increases when it is bull market, and the pace slows down, but it won't go backwards when it is a bear market like what it is right now. So uh, I mean, with all of that, I would say, I mean, people have to put in some efforts to learn. Could be differences, or it could be true, what is true, what is not, etc. as well, and take their best decision. It's if you are asking this to a person, okay, maybe that is the first step that you get, but that is absolutely not enough, and you have not done your research, right? So than someone telling it, you have to do it yourself. If you're depending on someone telling it, you will get misled with one or the other thing for sure. So don't depend on others forever. No.
Right. Sathvik Cooker here would like to understand about Binance collapse from you. What about Binance collapse?
I didn't know there was any such
In
collapse.
fact, in the last time, also with
Probably is
Sunny,
FTX collapse, I think, if I may have to rethink about it.
in
I'd be
the
super sad if Binance also collapsed that way without me knowing it. So,
so there were speculations that Binance is on the verge of collapse. Of course, there are so many news that it appears to be true, and it appears to be very much valuable, and should be taken up and talked about. So I think there are people who would like to actually, they look up to Binance and they are anticipating a loss or maybe some kind of collapse, and that is the reason why they would like to ask other exchanges what they feel about Binance. But in the last event as well, Sathvik, this question was put by some of our audience members to Sunny. And in case you would like me to skip, maybe we could go to another one from
no,
Sachin.
I mean, I can generally say, right? So, see, at the end, lot of exchanges have different policies of how they want to handle their customer funds, what they want to do, what they cannot do. Sometimes what they tell is different from what they're trying to do as well. So, all of that exists, especially given that this is an unregulated market and such. So, it is. I being, I mean, we own the exchange Unocoin, right? So, but still, I think the person who is doing it right when it comes to cryptocurrency trading, he would only deposit whatever or whenever he want to trade. Not like the exchanges cannot be a person's complete custodian. And exchanges actually do not earn money by just holding crypto of users. Lot of them will go one step ahead and use that, which is where they actually take risks from the crypto of users. And most of times it works, sometimes it fails, right? So I mean, that's how like a lot of exchanges do. We at Unocoin don't do that. So we are very clear in saying that, okay, if you are keeping a crypto in Unocoin, then The only thing that happened to that crypto is staying in the cold storage, and we do our best to secure it, and we actually don't charge to help you secure that as well anyway. But that's not how a lot of companies see. So whenever these issues happen, and a lot of people actually take loan on these kinds of cryptos, again, one crypto loan is given based upon another crypto as a collateral, and when there is a bear market like what we are seeing nowadays, the entire business model just collapses, right? So depending upon to what extent it's going down, especially when people short and then they do a lot of trading activities which will increase their risk than just holding it, right? So that sometimes the entire business model collapses. Okay, so when that happens, it could be an exchange, it could be a hedge fund, it could be an investor, it could be anyone, whoever are getting involved, will actually get pulled into it a lot of times unintentionally, right? So because you trusted one specific company who is giving you business, and if that particular company, you have a dependency on them, and if they are going bankrupt, will actually force you into bankruptcy as well. So it's like that complicated, or maybe that simple, if you the way you see it. So here, when it comes to the collapse of FTX, which actually is where we are right now, it's still, I think we still have the after effects. It is still not completely over. So we have to eventually come out of it and such. But actually, I have not seen so much of issues when it comes to Binance and its collapse. But I do have seen the prices of the tokens from Binance, BNB, going down. But a lot of other cryptos, including Bitcoin, have gone down to the similar extent as well. So right now, I don't obviously want to comment on some exchange that is already running fine. But if you are scared of holding your crypto on any exchange, including Unocoin or even Binance, I think you should go ahead and withdraw it and hold it, or hold the crypto with you. So it's as simple as that.
या अनदर वन फ्रॉम सचिन, अगर हम गुड क्रिप्टो की तरफ जाएं तो कौन से फैक्टर हमें देखने चाहिए, लाइक मार्केट कैप, ट्रेडिंग वॉल्यूम, बिजनेस?
Yeah, along with that, the team behind it, uh, and then tokenomics, and then the community that is supporting it, what they are trying to achieve, uh, and also what is the vision, like which what we are trying to achieve, and also the product roadmap. So what are the kind of steps they are trying to take, and what is the kind of amount of money that they're trying to raise. Whatever they want to achieve, is it achievable with that money, or are they raising $100 million for just achieving something which can be achieved in just 10 million, right? So those things you should be all take care. I mean, like, a lot of people see this to be easy money, just make money and run away kind of thing. So it's actually tough. But yeah, at least these are the minimum ones you should be seeing. A lot of times, at least the team members being authentic, the chances that things going wrong is less. See, if the project phase, that is different, but you should not get cheated, right? So you have taken your bet. The team should put their 100% hard efforts to make it work. If it still doesn't work, it is still fine. It's a risk that you took anyway. But what should not happen is the money being taken and run away, right? So that should not happen.
Very valid point, I think, here. नजरुद्दीन मंसूरी saying that आप लोग हिंदी में बात कीजिए. मंसूरी जी, अगर आपका कोई भी सवाल है तो हम जरूर हिंदी में बात करेंगे. अगर आपको कोई सवाल है तो आप हिंदी में पूछ सकते हैं, उसका जवाब आपको पूरी तरीके से हिंदी में दिया जाएगा. हम जरूर कोशिश करेंगे कि हम हिंदी और इंग्लिश का गुड मिक्सचर हर एक सवाल के जवाब में रखें, ताकि आपको दूसरों के पूछे गए सवालों के जवाब भी समझ में आए. थैंक यू सो मच आप ये पॉइंट पुट करने के लिए. Manoj again has come up with a question asking Unocoin, is it on blockchain?
Okay, so I think a lot of people ask me this. Unocoin is not a coin. We are an exchange. We started our business in 2013, so this is our 10th year of operations already. So I would say we are not a coin yet. Don't know what it will be in the future, 5 years, 10 years down the line. But right now, yeah, we are not a cryptocurrency or a token, and we don't exist on the blockchain. But of course, we use blockchain to service our customers like you.
Dipankar Pal, is there any possibility of adding Monero, XMR, and Ethereum Classic ETC in the wallet list of Unocoin in future? Do you plan to list these two tokens on Unocoin? Is the question basically.
Uh, I don't remember the entire list of what are the things we have. So there's a separate team who handles it. I'm sure Maniro would have considered one or other point of time. One of the reasons if it is still not listed is because I think of some kind of anonymity that it is capable of maintaining. So that could be one of the reasons. But I'm not against it, obviously, and even Ethereum Classic. So both have a specific reason of their existence and such. So I think, yeah, over a period of time, when more and more traction comes in, and when instead of traction, it's also same as too many requests coming from our customers and such. So when that happens, we obviously will obviously reconsider that. But right now, we don't have we I don't think we have the plans for Ethereum Classic for sure. Anyways, Monero probably is in our cards. Maybe we'll keep looking at it once every while to see if it is like a right thing to do. So there are some issues with that particular. Anyway, it's built for that, which actually makes it tough, especially when you can actually hide the amount that you are sending from one address to one address, which is actually a little bit tricky in nature and such. So yeah, we'll have to be a little careful for time being. So, but yeah, we'll definitely consider it.
I think we have few more questions and we have a little less time. Maybe we could just be real quick and short in terms of thing. Sachin's question, another question. Stockbroker app annual maintenance charges लेते हैं and DP charges लेते हैं. तो क्रिप्टो इंडिया में लीगल हुआ तो क्रिप्टो एक्सचेंज अभी एएमसी चार्जेस डीपी चार्जेस समथिंग अप्लाई करेंगे क्या? Do you see that in case the crypto in India becomes legal, all these stock brokerage apps will have AMC charges and DP charges from their customers to be paid as a fee?
See, at the end, the exchanges or the service providers, they may call anything, right? So they may call it as AMC, they may call it as DPHS or whatever. At the end, they need a specific set of revenues to run their own platforms where there is expenses, right? And also when it comes to the SEBI regulated exchanges, the regulation itself will be of a different level altogether, not like what we do today. So today we are more like self-regulation. We just do everything in house, etc. But um, that it may have multiple, extra expenses, or maybe sometimes these smaller exchanges may have to pay money to the SEBI, etc., as well, because they are like a license holder and such, and that's how SEBI makes money. So all of that exists, and if it actually becomes like a huge burden beyond which the exchanges themselves cannot earn their revenue through normal transaction fees, I think the exchanges may get forced to do it. So but right now I don't think that is the plan. So we will do our best to keep the expenses low on one side, and that makes the fees that we are mandated and collected from you to be low as well, and try to do our best to service. And we are more looking at having, okay, we better have more customers, and in that way have more volume, and in that way have more revenue, than try to charge maximum to the same specific set of customers we have. So that may change as well when when exchanges start seeing that, okay, the number of new users who are coming is not huge, then we will have to use the services that we already are giving to the present users itself to make the revenue. So it will be a business decision at that point of time, I think. So it may happen, but I don't see that very soon, not in next couple of years at least.
Nizam has come up with a question. Can we see growth in crypto in coming months because we are in bear market right now?
If I have to talk from my experience in the past, it's unlikely it is very, very close by. It could be a few quarters or maybe a year or maybe a little bit more than that away. That's what it looks like to me. And we may not be in the full bear market yet as well. That's also a question mark that exists. So we have seen the percentage drops and such things much worse than what it is right now. So that has happened in the past. We'll have to see what it looks like right now. So I don't see a huge turnaround so easily this time. Especially, we are still facing the after effects of some of the bad events that has happened in the crypto. And also, when you say we want bull market back, the biggest question that we will have to understand or answer is, where is the new money coming from, right? So if hedge fund have their exposures, if corporate have their exposures, whatever they need to do, a lot of them are waiting to see what will be the next step and such. So who is the one which is that huge big sector uh, of funds or money that is getting into the crypto market to help the entire crypto ecosystem come out of the bear market and go into the bull market? So that is something we'll have to answer over a period of time. And it could again be too many millions of retail investors as well. So even that is a possibility. You don't know who is doing next what, right? So but it's unlikely we see something a huge turnaround within the next few months itself. It's unlikely.
सचिन, अगेन, इंडिया में बहुत सी कंपनी ने मैटिक और पॉलीगॉन ब्लॉकचेन को यूज किया है, तो क्या इंडिया मैटिक को लीगल करेगा बिटकॉइन की जगह?
See, apart from the fact that when Matic was created, the creators, the main ones are Indians, which right now they are not in India as well anyway. So because some of the companies are using Matic, I don't think that will make government to think, okay, that should be legalized. That's not true. I mean, that alone should be legalized. If they are taking some kind of regulatory based decisions, it will still be on a wide range of cryptos. I actually sometimes even wonder if they want to distinguish Bitcoin, Ether with everything else, or they just put everything in the same basket and call, on one side we have government issued, on the other side we have everything else like crypto based ones, right? So it's unlikely this specifically pick one or two or five coins to really distinguish, but let's see.
Aravinda Nag has requested proof of reserve. Uh,
Mhm.
so, do
Yeah,
you have?
we are actually working on that. So we don't have a specific timeline because we are actually trying to do this for the first time, and the auditors we work with as well, for most of them, they have not done it in they have never done it in the past. So now we are trying to figure out, like, to bring up a specific report and a methodology through which our customers will be able to believe in us. I'll tell you what is the issue with the present proof of reserve. Everything, I mean, every lot of companies and everyone is flaunting about, right? So, me being Unocoin, I can simply say that, okay, the total crypto that I hold on behalf of customers is 100, and I just can show a address which is 100. But who is actually coming and checking if it is 100 or 1,000, right? So that is like a tricky part. And then again, you get the auditors involved as well, and the extent to which the auditors will have the information on the systems and how to check what to check, it's questionable also. So it's little tricky in the nature. But we do have the plans of coming up with proof of results over a few weeks and trying to present it to our users. But one assurance that we can give, it's irrespective of what has happened to other companies like FTX, is that since day one until today and likely forever, we don't use customer funds for taking any kind of risk, nor we lend it out, or anything like that. So if our customers have trusted their crypto with us, we hold it close to our heart, and without we don't charge for it as well, to secure the crypto for our customers. But yeah, we don't use it for anything else. It's just like a service provided by us. It's as much as it is. Yeah.
Um, when Unocoin is bringing its own coin, I'm using Unocoin since 2017. Thank you so much, Arvind Nag, once again. And in case you would like to talk more about Unocoin, your experience with Unocoin, of course, you could always write to support@unocoin.com, and in a textual format, or maybe in an audio format, audio visual format, with a video of yours, or maybe an image of yours, whatever you would like to share about Unocoin, you could do so at support@unocoin.com, and we would love to feature your testimonial on our website and also on our YouTube. But then, yes, when are we bringing? I think Sathvik already answered that. We are working on it, but then let me just have him continue the
Yeah, when it comes to
conversation.
when it comes to token of our own, I think that has a different mindset and uh, the way you have to think about it as the stakeholders of the company and such, right? So right now, whatever we try to do, we do the best to give the support to our customers, and we do it because we want to increase the value of our stakeholders. It's as simple as that. It's like very simple. Most of businesses, right? So it's like both of them are related. And then when it comes to the tokens and token holders, then we are adding actually one another element in between, right? So now there will be some decisions where um, you may end up doing because you want to favor the token holders, some decisions to favor the shareholders, and some decisions to make up for the customers and etc. So I think that I sometimes think it could dilute our focus on what we are trying to do, and you have tens of thousands of coins on which you can speculate already anyway. So not that we have to bring one, even though the bringing a token like that is really simple. We can do it maybe in like couple of hours if we want to. uh, but right now we don't have that clear plans, but still that does not mean we will never do or we will not do. We are called Unocoin without thinking that maybe this kind of questions exist. These questions are new here. Like when we are talking about in 2012, 13, when we call ourselves as Unocoin, we never thought people will confuse us for a coin. I mean, at that time, only like Bitcoin and a couple of them exist, Litecoin and maybe Dodge. Only that pretty much it, end of it, right? So yeah, right now we don't have the timeline, but we may do it in the future. Um, but we actually like the way we run the business right now. So which do not involve the coin yet. Yeah.
क्या ऊनो कॉइन हमें वैल्यूएबल रिसर्च रिपोर्ट प्रोवाइड कर सकता है कि हमें ये कॉइन बाय करने चाहिए जैसे स्टॉक मार्केट में होता है, based on market analysis or based on what researchers have to say, based on the crypto pros and their maybe prejudice about the market.
Yeah, I mean, we don't give direct suggestions because we actually don't have the complete expertise on board for doing this. But there are obviously like various things that we do that may be of some help to you. So whenever we list tokens, new tokens, we usually have a blog article that describes why we have specific token and why we are adding it. That's like one thing that we do. And also we have tied up with a particular company called Into the Blocks, right? So whenever you go to our exchange, you actually see that small graph kind of symbol or analysis kind of symbol. By clicking on that, you can actually see what is bear market, what is it looking like, the number of fees. Is it like a fear, or is it like a greed, or number of sellers, or more number of buyers, and a lot of sentiments and analysis that exists. So we actually do show the basic ones, but however, if you want an in-depth analysis, usually like a scroll down in the same page when you go into the Unocoin app and go to that, the chart like button, and you can actually subscribe to their service, Into the Blocks service, through which you may be able to get like a better understanding of what it looks like. But over a period of time in the future, say maybe in 6 months or so, we have the intention of having a team onboarded who could come up with the realistic reports of at least the present status of every coin and token, whichever we are trying to list or whichever we have already listed. So that could be of some kind of guideline for our users. But right now, yeah, they have to depend on our third party integrations like Into the Blocks and on our blog articles. And also actually there is a lot of information out there already. It's not that we as Unocoin have to give it. We better do providing really good service when it comes to whenever customer comes to exchange from one crypto to fiat or any other thing, whatever we say, right? So for everything else, I think there are other companies which are already doing it. So yeah, in the future we may include, but right now, yeah, you have to depend upon other sources and other party integrations.
Dipankar was asking if we have any plans of listing Monero and Ethereum Classic. He also has to say that he mines both the coins. We have Aravinda Nag again. When Unocoin bringing its own coin, I'm using Unocoin since 2017. I'm sorry, I just repeated that. Sir, when Unocoin bringing its own digital coin, I am using Unocoin since 2017, satisfying with services, just waiting for Unocoin's own digital currency. Um, then we have, I think this more or less a statement and a compliment than a question. So I'll move to another comment. Crypto market 80 से 90% तो क्या मार्केट और गिरेगा या अभी होल्डिंग बनना स्टार्ट कर देना चाहिए? Crypto market 80 to 90%.
Got it.
I think Sachin ji, I'm not able to guess the question here. Maybe आपने कुछ word miss कर दिया है. Crypto market is 80 से 90% गिरेगा या बढ़ेगा उठेगा तो क्या मार्केट और गिरेगा या अभी होल्डिंग बनाना स्टार्ट कर देना चाहिए?
Yeah, I think he's asking if it can fall up to 80-90% from
Yes.
its peak. Right now, we are at about 70%, I guess, or maybe 65%. Or you think it is stable and it can actually come back, right? So, I mean, that's like very tough question for me to answer. I actually am one of the persons who actually don't spend time on researching on the market. Really, so we are more focused on providing the services to our customers in as much seamless way. So that's our primary motive here. So whether the crypto market goes up or down, or if whatever we have is like if it can be stable and such, it also obviously depends upon a lot of market conditions that exist. If tomorrow, if something goes wrong to Binance, for example, obviously the market will fall. It cannot withstand what it is right now, right? So, but what will be its impact, we don't know, right? So too many external conditions exist. But what I like about this entire industry is over a period of time it will slowly de-risk itself, right? So it'll keep on getting decentralized one step at a time. And like for example, when the MT Cox collapse happened in 2012 and 13, I think we saw a collapse of up to 80% prices in a matter of a week, something like that, right? So but this time when FTX issue happened, I think we saw a collapse of up to 20%, right? So it actually it eventually gets its cushion on, because it's not like one company, it's not one country, it's not one person anymore. Then it's like everything together. When more and more the such thing happens, it will keep on becoming more. It will have its relevance, right? So it looks like that to me. But at least if I see the prices, at least since last 2 weeks, it's actually like quite stable when it comes to Bitcoin and like most of the other coins prices. Yeah, but I also wish it should come back, and it should actually get into the like booming market very soon. Yeah, but we don't know. Let's wait and watch. Yeah.
Yeah. Related to the digital coin of Unocoin being launched, Aravinda Nag has to say that keep hold, time will come again. In fact, it's very soon. Yeah, so I think again, best wish from Aravinda Nag. And we have few questions, we have few comments from Thug Life Mama AP. सर इन केस आपके पास कोई सवाल है हमारे लिए, आज का जो टॉपिक है वो ये है कि क्रिप्टो करेंसी इज गुड या बैड कैसे हो सकती हैं, व्हाट मेक्स और ब्रेक्स अ क्रिप्टो करेंसी और क्रिप्टो टोकन. तो इससे रिलेटेड अगर आपके कोई सवाल है, इन केस यू हैव क्वेश्चंस रिलेटेड टू द इवेंट व्हिच वी आर होस्टिंग, प्लीज टू आस्क अ क्वेश्चन. अभी तक तो कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा है कि आपका क्या सवाल है, बट अगेन आई थिंक वी हैड अ वेरी गुड सेशन हियर, and I actually would like to take up more questions from the audience, but since we do not have any, I had one particular question. So when I think it would be a rephrasing of the similar questions that our audience has asked, that they anticipate and they look forward to Unocoin launching its own digital currency. Do you think that when all of these things is already happening, like there are better rules, regulations, defined guidelines around virtual digital assets, private keys, private cryptocurrencies, or maybe taxations and CBDC, and then there are two different ways of digital E2P. Do you think that launching its own digital currency, maybe Unos or something like that, is beneficial or would have a utility for Indians at least?
It again comes to, like you said, it comes down to utility, right? So what are the different things we at Unocoin can provide to our users? So one thing a lot of companies already do, like Binance, which have their own coin, like BNB, is they provide users to pay the fees for transactions using that particular token and coin, right? So that is one. And then there is sometimes they launch their own blockchain on which the other tokens can be released and launched also. So, but that has only happened with BNB. And if I see the tokens like FTT and such, apart from just giving the discounts or transaction fees, it is very specific to a company. We don't want it like that. Like that's the first thing, right? So I think we still want to grow before we explore this possibility, I guess. It's too soon for us to launch a token and then see that that didn't do well and that will eventually hurt the company reputation also, etc. There are other exchanges in India itself who have launched their own tokens, and it has really doing bad nowadays. It actually scares us, obviously. So I think we will wait for the right time and big enough use case and utility before we take this decision.
Nice. Thank you so much, Sathvik, for being here with us. I think it's time for us to conclude. I would like to thank each and every viewer and listener who came to us and were part of this AMA. Thank you, Sathvik, for joining us here as a subject matter expert, taking up questions which were related closely to the topic and which were not so close related to the topic. And you guys can always listen to this particular AMA, watch us speak about different topics. In case you want to come back and listen to this particular stream, you could do so. It was nice hosting you. We are actually at the end of December, at the end of this particular year, and I, on behalf of Unocoin, would like to wish you a very happy, prosperous New Year 2023. May you be safe, may you enjoy, but then also take care of your health, your physical health, because Corona is again coming up to ruin our New Year plans. Also take care of your mental health, emotional health, psychological health, your crypto health, because that is also very important, because your crypto health defines a lot of other health associated with your well-being. And it's time for me to announce the winner for this particular event, the Pankaj Pal, and of course, Mr. Nag here. Sachin ji, अच्छा Sachin ji का भी यहाँ पर message आ गया, Happy New Year. So yes, Aravinda Nag ji and the Pankaj Pal, you are the lucky two winners who are entitled to get 10,000 Shiba Inu as a reward. So in case you would like to, yeah, thank you so much, Dipankar ji. The Dipankar ki message aa rahe hain. So in case you would like to avail this reward, you could reply. You could just write to us, support at unocoin.com, and your request would come to us. Do not share any credentials, any confidential information on a public forum like comment section of YouTube or any other section for that matter. Hamari team internally would come to you, or you could write to us about this particular AMA title topic, and you being an award winner. Thank you so much again, guys. And as I said, please take care of yourself. Sathvik, thanks once again. Love Bitcoin, love Unocoin.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining. Thank you.
आज बाबूजी के आशीर्वाद से हमने अपनी नई शुरुआत तो कर ली, पर अपना फ्यूचर प्लान कैसे करें?
बड़े बड़े शहरों में ऐसी छोटी छोटी बातें होती रहती हैं.
Looking for perfect start? Get a Bitcoin today. Download the Unocoin app.
Crypto products are unregulated and could be highly volatile. Please be aware of the risks before investing.
जब मैं तेरी उम्र का था ना, तो एक सक्सेसफुल करियर, लॉन्ग टर्म प्लानिंग सब रेडी करके रख चुका था. और एक इन महाराज को देखो, पूरा दिन फोन में लगा रहेगा.
दैट प्लानिंग तो मैंने भी कर रखी है, Unocoin के साथ.
नए जमाने के साथ नई चीजें आजमाएं. Looking for Bitcoin? Download the Unocoin app.
Crypto products are unregulated and could be highly volatile. Please be aware of the risks before investing.
Guys, we really need to work hard. This wasn't a good quarter.
Tell me, are you happy with this?
Unocoin.
Want to earn Bitcoin? Just grab your phone and shake it. Download the Unocoin app.
Crypto products are unregulated and could be highly volatile. Please be aware of the risks before investing.